Morning guys, welcome back to Chris Aquariums. This morning I want to take you quickly through some of the plant growth that I've got in the 100 litre tank.
So as you know, in the last video we picked up a nitrogen supplement from Excel because I felt like the plant growth wasn't as vigorous as I would like it to be. So let me show you a bit of footage from that last video. So what plant supplement did I get? As you can see, I got the Flourish Nitrogen, and nitrogen deficiency is a common symptom of plants being stunted. Now, as you've seen a bit earlier, I do have good aquarium growth, but I feel like it could benefit a little bit more from some additional nitrogen. So let's put that in now. Since then, we've been adding the nitrogen supplements, and in just a few weeks, have a look at the growth that we've seen in the tank. So as you can see, we've had a lot of vigorous plant growth in the last couple of weeks, and very green, very lush growth. Probably the most notable of all is this Amazon sword. As you can see here, before the nitrogen, the leaves were very thin and very lackluster, and since adding it, we've seen very robust, vigorous growth from the Amazon sword. Second to that, of course, is the jungle val, Vallisneria. And these things have just been carpeting like crazy. So this was the initial one planted, and a second runoff, a third, and a fourth. The one at the back has duplicated. As you can see, this one has a new leaf sprouting here. This one created a new runner just behind it there. So the carpeting effect of the micro jungle val is slowly starting to take effect. Then the Micro Nubius is also showing some very green growth, as you can see, and the roots are going into the wood, which is exactly what you want. So I've had this tank planted for about 1.5 years now. Initially with soil and a substrate to cap it, and then after time we changed over to the ADA Amazonia Aqua Soil. And I still, like I said, wasn't getting exactly the growth that I'd wanted, especially with the small CO2 system you see there in the back. But reading a couple articles, I saw that nitrogen deficiency was something that might be an issue in this tank and to help the plant's growth. And as you can see, it definitely has been working out. The second thing that we spoke about in the last video was the snails and how I was going to try and get rid of some of the population in the tank. And that brings me briefly to the goldfish tank. So we'll get to the snails in a bit, but the first thing that you'll notice is that the goldfish tank, which was once a large stone gravel, is now a planted substrate. And you can see some cucumber for the snails to make sure that they have enough food. This was a bit of a messy process, as I'll show you now. But it has since begun to clear, and you'll see I have some jungle val in the tank, and I'll be putting a couple of additional plants in there as well. But back to the snails. As you can see, both of the snails are currently in this goldfish tank, and the reason for that is that we began dosing the 100 litre tank with a snail kill formula. And I'm happy to say that apart from a couple of shells that are left over, which I'm slowly removing, the population of the snails has gone down pretty much to 0. So I'm going to continue with the treatment for a couple more days or a week, just to make sure that everything is gone. And then I'll do a couple of water changes, take some time, and then reintroduce one of the snails back to the 100 litre. And that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed this short update on the 100 litre tank and the plants and the snails and the goldfish tank. And I hope to see you next time on Chris Aquariums.